John from CryptoFlow, and I'm just going to show you how the website works. So if we go to cryptoflow.vip, we can see here total transactions tab and all well Bitcoin transactions. So what does this represent? So total transactions is the amount of transactions that have happened within a certain timestamp. So if we have a look on the bottom, we have 00. So we start off with UTC 0, and then we've got the first hour, the second hour, the third hour, the fourth and the fifth, all the way up to the 6th hour. And if we have a look here on the middle part here, and we see this big kind of like pinkish part here, we can see in the 4th hour that we reached about 140 million worth of transactions. So that's not just one transaction, that could be 5, that could be 10, that could be many transactions just all added together and then sorted into its own hour. And what do we have? We can see the values. So we started off with 20 mil and all the way up to 160 mil. And that's because we've currently selected today's timestamp. We haven't had much movement. It's Saturday here, and there hasn't been much movement today with the transactions. And if we have a look here on the left is the Bitcoin price. So the price hasn't really moved that much. It's gone from 10.3 to 10.4k. And we can see here it was 10.34 in the first UTC 0, and then we reached 10.4 in the first hour, and we're currently sitting at about 10.385k. And we can also, there's a feature here, if you didn't want to see the Bitcoin price, you can untick it and you can just see the volume. So that's a cool feature. Now we also have here total transactions from exchange to exchange unknown. What does these mean? So the best way to explain it is if you go to the transaction page, which is this part here. So if we click on this transaction link, it will take us here. Actually, it will take us this link here, sorry. And what do we have here? So we have all of the transactions that we recorded for the current timestamp are being read from the database. So we've stored all of these values, and we can see here these are the readable timestamps. And if we say scroll down, we can see this is the first hour at the 19th minute. This is the address, and this is from an unknown address going to an unknown address. So what happens if we had an exchange? So this is one here interesting. It's multiple addresses. So we've got many it's come from many different addresses from Binance going to the OKX exchange, and we can see that happen also in the first hour. So if we were to click on this link here, that is taking us direct to the blockchain, and we can see some interesting part here is we see unspent and spent. So I can only assume that spent means that someone actually has withdrawn their Bitcoin, and unspent means that it's sitting at that address and they haven't moved it, they haven't touched it. And we can see all these addresses from and all these addresses to. So someone has been, maybe 50-50, has been withdrawing maybe their Bitcoin. And if we have a look further down below, we can see the different hours, 01. We scroll down even further, 03. So going back to the home page here, so the different transactions is total means everything. So that means all the addresses from the exchange that are going to the exchanges, or that are like from unknown addresses to unknown addresses. And we can see there's slightly different graphs when we click on each of them. So total just means all of these different transactions um, together. So probably total is the most used, but it's interesting to see how some of the other addresses affect the Bitcoin price. I'm actually also interested to see the unspent and the spent and how much of an influence that has on Bitcoin price. Because obviously someone can send from one side to another, and if they've had it unspent, that could generally mean that it's just sitting there. It's not really going to affect the price too much. So, as you know, everything here in the blockchain is the public database for crypto. So all the transactions that happen have to go through the blockchain. And that's pretty much it. I hope now you understand how, what cryptoflow.vip is about. Now there are a couple of other cryptos here, Ethereum and Stellar, but these are only for subscribed users. The subscription is not yet ready, but in order to save data and the requests that are going through and keep the site fast, we had to basically limit the data that we give out. So that's the reason for that. And if you really enjoyed the video and it's helped you understand, um, you know, the transactions that are occurring on the blockchain, just hit the follow button here. And that's it. Thank you very much. Bye.